Hey all, Sandhills shooter here. Just wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you a little bit about Every Second Matters. Of course, today is November the 2nd, and on the second day of each month, we try to get the word out and try to spark conversations if we can about the Second Amendment and how Second Amendment supporters aren't a bunch of nut bars. We're just regular people who happen to enjoy owning guns and exercising our right to do so. So let's talk about that a little bit. Why why does the Second Amendment matter? To me, it matters for a couple of different reasons. Um, of course, the reason we have the Second Amendment to our Constitution is so that we have it is preserved the right to keep and bear arms. Why do we want the right to keep and bear arms? Well, we want to be able to provide for ourselves or our families if we want to go hunting, if we just want to go out and shoot for sport and do some plinking, if we want to get into competition. Also, if we want to carry a firearm for personal protection, self-defense, things like that. But that's not actually the reason why it was so important that the Constitution have the Second Amendment. What's actually important is that the Second Amendment guarantees that the government will never rise up against the people. And of course, the government was designed to work for the people. The people do not belong to the government. We're not subjects here. We are citizens. And one of the ways that we maintain that is the right to own firearms. And not only to own them, but also to carry them. And so that's why it's the most important. I carry a firearm everywhere I can legally, as often as I can. And I do have the permit that allows me to do so in my state. I don't have to open carry. I can conceal carry where I live. I don't do that because I have any intention of shooting somebody. I don't want to shoot anybody. I don't do that so that I can impose my will or force my will upon anybody else. The reason why I carry a firearm is so that nobody can ever impose their will or force their will upon me without my permission, without my say-so. I was thinking about that earlier today as I was driving home, and a lot of the time when I have one thought, my mind just kind of wanders and goes different places. And the first thought that I had, it made me think of the very first Captain America movie starring Chris Evans. I think it was Captain America: The First Avenger. There's a scene where he's trying to get enlisted into the army, and he's been, declined. All these other, all over the place. And Stanley Tucci's character, of course, is developing this super soldier serum. And he wants to know why this skinny little kid from Brooklyn keeps trying to get into the army. So he says, why do you want to go into the army? Of course, he's a German scientist in the film. He's got a German accent. I can't do that very well. I'll let Matt and Night Strike and Travis and others do the German accents. But Stanley Tucci's character says, why do you want to join the army? Why do you want to go to war? Do you want to kill Nazis? And Chris Evans, as Steve Rogers, says, I don't want to kill anybody. I just can't stand bullies. And that really made me think that is exactly why we have the Second Amendment. That is why I exercise my right to carry legally everywhere I can and every chance that I can. I cannot stand bullies. And there is a huge movement in recent years about anti-bullying campaigns. And we stand up to bullies. We don't let people bully people. That's not okay. So my firearm takes what could potentially be somebody bigger, stronger, more capable, someone armed, and it kind of levels the playing field. And it doesn't just do that for me. The Second Amendment means that someone who is old, frail, weak, maybe not as strong, they all can carry a firearm in our country and not have to worry about someone else imposing their will or forcing their will upon them. And that firearm gives them the capacity to defend themselves. And I don't understand why anybody would want to take away that right, that capacity, that ability to defend oneself against any bully, whether it is a mugger or a would-be sexual assault, a kidnapping, murderer, anything like that, or a tyrannical government. And so that is why every second matters to me. Because without the Second Amendment, it's not only the other rights that go away. It's the ability to defend ourselves against a bully. So if you don't like bullies, then I really, really hope you do like the Second Amendment. I just kind of wanted to talk about that. Thanks for listening to me rant here a little bit. If you like my channel, please feel free to subscribe if you haven't. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it everywhere you can. And thanks for watching. Have a great 2nd of November, and God bless.